just around the corner, have you ever wondered why Easter and eggs are so intertwined? Why do we boil and dye eggs at Easter? Are there non-traditional ways of dyeing eggs? The dyeing and decorating of eggs goes back thousands of years, and the symbolism of the egg is one of the many commonalities that most cultures share today. I've gathered information from newspapers, encyclopedias, the History Channel, and PBS. In ancient times, the egg was seen as a symbol of rebirth of the earth. In pagan times, it was seen as to represent that winter was over and that spring was abounding with new life. Some cultures say the egg has special powers to defend against evil. Roman women, pregnant, would carry eggs in their pockets to foretell the sex of their children. Some would bury eggs under buildings when they were building them to ward against evil spirits. Some people say that there were special healing powers in eggs. Cultures such as from India to Finland to Iran and Greece to Estonia, Egypt, and Persia all have myths saying that the universe was created out of an egg. Christianity changed the meaning of the egg from rebirth of the earth to the resurrection of Christ. It's also said to represent that the stone that was rolled away from his tomb. Looking back at man's association with the egg, it is a long and ancient one. But why do we boil them? The Sun Herald in Mississippi reports that cooks would boil eggs as a way of preserving them during Lent. Food items that were taken from animals without killing them, such as dairy products like eggs and milk, were forbidden, along with meat and meat fat. They came up with Shrove Tuesday, or Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, as a way to use all the eggs and dairy products, meat, and the meat fat was all used, to get rid of that before Lent started. But chickens still laid eggs, and so there was a surplus of eggs. They would boil the eggs to preserve them, the ones that they didn't allow to hatch. But this is a short-term solution because they still needed to be eaten before they were spoiled. So eggs became the main part of the Easter meal, and they were often dyed. You may now be asking why the eggs were dyed, decorated, and given to others. I found several explanations. One was that since hard winters, often during hard winters, there was a shortage of food, the egg was viewed as a prize at Easter. It was also said that they did that to celebrate the ending of the Lenten season. Because there were a surplus of eggs, they were painted with bright colors of spring and given to children in service as gifts. Some had designs put on them and were given to like your lover or your admirer, just like we do Valentine's Day. The History Channel says decorating Easter eggs at Easter is a tradition that dates back at least to the 13th century, according to some sources. However, the coloring of Easter eggs actually predates Christianity. The Iranian New Year, Nowruz, which happens on the spring equinox, has colored eggs for thousands of years. There are many unique ways to color Easter eggs. In Greece, yellow onion peels are used to make a red dye by boiling the peels with vinegar and water. This produces an orange liquid that the eggs are then boiled in. Once they cool down, you can use oil and polish them, and you get a red dye. They're red eggs. The red is said to symbolize the blood of Christ. In Austria, plants and flowers are attached prior to the dyeing process, and then when they take them off, then you have this bright white underneath of it that you can see where the flower, the fern was. Is one of the big things that they use. In Poland and the Ukraine, they would alternate between beeswax and dye, and in between there, they would actually draw lines on the egg, creating different patterns. And because the beeswax would seal it in, they could do several different colors. In Germany, eggs that were used for cooking were not boiled at all. They were actually pierced at both ends with a needle, and they would blow the contents out. Then they would dye the eggs and hang them from trees during Easter week. But whether or not you use onion peels, wax, or food coloring to dye your eggs, they probably won't be as eccentric or as costly as the most famous Easter eggs at all. That's Fabergé eggs. The PBS reports on its site of Treasures of the World that in 1885, the Tsar of Russia, Alexander III, had his 20th anniversary with his wife, Tsarina Maria Fedorovna, and he wanted to give her an exceptional gift. So he commissioned Peter Carl Fabergé to make an egg since the anniversary fell on Easter. It was a plain enameled egg on the outside, but when you opened it up, there was a golden yolk, which again opened up to reveal a golden hen. Inside the hen was a necklace with a small robin egg ruby and a replica of the crown jewel. The necklace and the small ruby have been lost, but they still have the other one. The Tsarina was so delighted with that the Tsar actually commissioned to have Easter eggs made every year after that. His son, Nicholas II, took over after he died, and he actually had them commissioned for his wife as well. There were 57 Imperial Fabergé Easter eggs. By boiling, dyeing, and decorating eggs, we're following a tradition that was started many generations ago, no matter where your ancestors came from. Regardless of what your beliefs are, the Easter egg is probably part of your heritage in one way or another. I believe that Easter and the egg have been scrambled together so carefully that it is one combination that can never be separated. After all, you can't unscramble eggs. Thank you.